Hello students, today we are working on 2-1 Model 7 Extruding Part 2 Lab Exercise 7-1. So we see here we are working in millimeters and we are going to name our file Inventor Lab 7-1. So here I have already created the object. It is switched because of the axis. We are working on the XY plane and it looks like they are working on the XZ plane. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. File, new, make sure you are in metric, standard millimeter, and then create. So now we are ready to begin our sketch. Start 2D sketch, and we are going to work on the XY plane. We are going to go in the positive X direction. So let's adjust a little bit here. And we are going to begin. We see here that we have 50. There is another drawing. We can go off of here for the base sketch to make it easier. So we are going to go over 50, hit enter. And then we will go up 15. And then we are going to come in, but we see here that we don't have a number. So how do we get that number? So we are going to take this 80 and we are going to subtract it from 50, which will give us 30. So that's how far this line is going in, is 30 millimeters. So then we type in 30, hit enter. Now we're going to come up, and again, we see we do not have any numbers here. So how do we know the length of this line here? So we see here that we have 15 and we have 30. So we're going to add those two together. 15 and 30 gives you 45. And then we are going to subtract that 45 from this side over here, which is 100. And then that will give us 55. So we will come up 55, hit enter. And then we are going to come out, and now we have numbers, no more math. So we're going over 60, we're going to go up 30, and then we are going to come back to our line here, which is 80. Hit enter, and then we will close it off, which is 100. Go ahead and hit escape to get rid of that line command. We're going to click finish and then isometric view. So this is what you should have right now before we begin to extrude. So let's go ahead and make sure we are under 3D model. Click extrude. And we see here that our extrusion is going to be 50. So make sure you type in here 50. Click OK. And then isometric view to readjust. All right, so let's go ahead and let's work on this notch here. So our object is a little bit different than what our image is. So we're just going to have to flip it around in our minds. So we are going to flip to the top, but we want it to read top, T-O-P. The T is at the top. So we want it to go vertically, not horizontally. So we're going to go ahead and start here by clicking 2D sketch and then making that choice. And then let's put in our numbers. So we see here that we are going to go over 15 and 15. So this one's pretty easy. We're going to go from left to right, and we're going to type in 15, hit enter. You want to escape that line command, and then choose it again. We're going to come over to the other side. Make sure that it is coming up purple so that we know that we are working on this top face and not hitting something down here at the bottom. So we are on there. We're going to move over 15, hit enter, and then escape from that line tool. Now we want to put in a rectangle like we did in our previous assignment, and we are going to then extrude and cut out this center notch part. So we want to click on rectangle and fill this in from each side. We're going to come up, and then you see that it could either be on your right side, which is what mine is. It has 22 in there, or it could populate over to the left, depending on which side you clicked. We are going to type in for that number 25. Hit enter. And how do we know that that is 25? Because it's right here. We see 25. All right, once you have that, you need to escape from that line command tool. Go over to 3D model, click extrude, and we are going to extrude 30. Now you'll see yours might come out this way, which is the default. You want to flip it. So we're going to flip it backwards, click OK, and then isometric view, and you have that top knot. Now we are going to take out this piece here. We're going to cut off that corner. Okay, so to do that, we're going to flip our cube to where we have bottom, but we want the B to be at the bottom and then the M to be on the top. So we want to work down here in this lower right-hand corner. Okay, so we're going to start a 2D sketch to let Inventor know that this is the face that we are working on. We're going to go over to the line tool, and we are going to draw our first line over here on the side. Now, how do we know what that number is? And that's going to be this piece right here. So we're going to take this 50, and we're going to subtract 35 to get the 15. So we are going to go up. Make sure that your line comes up purple so that you know that you are working on the correct part of your figure. So type in 15, hit enter, and then you're going to hit escape. Now we want to put the line in down here at the bottom. To get that number, we're going to take 50 because that is the entire length of our bottom here. And then we want to subtract 20, which is this part here that's coming up. We don't want that 20 there. And then we are going to get 30. So 50 minus 20 gives us 30. So click your line tool, and then we're going to come over 30, hit enter, and then we are just simply going to close it off. Make sure that you snap on and both turn green, your oranges turn green. Hit escape, 3D model, extrude, and then as long as you close that off, then that will turn that green color, that sage. We are going to extrude 15. And we know that it is 15 because that is our number right here. And we are going to cut. So we're going to flip it so that we can cut it. Click OK, isometric view, and you now have your object. So if we play with the orbit a little bit, and we turn our objects around a little bit to where it is the same direction as our image, you will see that it is the same. Okay, let's go ahead and put in our color. So we're going to come over to Tools, Appearance, and we are going to type in Steel, hit enter, and then we're going to click on Honed, double click, and then just X out the color that's there. We're just going to keep that, all those settings, highlight, double click Honed, X out, and then put in isometric view. Okay, And that is your image. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out.